Hello, Plant Life people. How are you? Hope you're doing well. I'm very well because I just went for a walk in the sunshine and I haven't been for a walk in a long time. I used to go for a walk every day and then like the last 2 weeks, just nothing. So that's why I feel fantastic. I hope you feel fantastic too. And I see a bunch of people in the chat on YouTube. Go ahead and use that. I'll check it when I can. But I just say it every week, but this recipe is also delicious. Vegan and easy to make and pretty cheap. So it's awesome. They're all awesome. And I think this recipe was recommended, I think, by my dad or somebody else. And it's a recipe from one of my favorite food bloggers. And the food blog is called Rabbits and Wolves. Amazing, delicious, like easy to make, not complex, like comfort food. So good. Check it out, Rabbits and Wolves. So today in this video, we are making a everything bagel seasoned Alfredo pasta. So if you were the one who recommended it, thank you, because it is going to be so good. And it's also good because I get to show you guys how to make my everything bagel mix that I put on a lot of stuff. Maybe not on my cooking demos, but I put this on my lunch almost every day. This stuff is amazing. I'll do a little shot. So this is my jar of homemade everything bagel seasoning, and I never even knew this existed until it was a couple of years ago. We went to Trader Joe's in the US and they had shaker bottles of it, and I was like, oh my god, this is a thing. So then I decided to learn how to make my own. So I'm going to show you how to make this, and then I'm going to show you how to make a super easy creamy Alfredo sauce. And this one is going to be without cashews, so it's a little bit different because cashews can be a little bit expensive and they're pretty calorie dense, or if you have a nut allergy. So it's going to be a really awesome recipe. I wonder who else. I got to find out who recommended it. It was awesome. Okay, so first step, we are going to make our everything bagel seasoning. So for that, you need a couple of things, probably 5 ingredients at the basics. So you're going to need black sesame seeds and regular white sesame seeds. You're also going to need some poppy seeds. And then the only place I could find this stuff was at Bulk Barn, which is granulated garlic and granulated onion. So you have to get the chunky stuff, the granulated stuff. You can't use, it doesn't work if you use garlic powder or onion powder. You have to get the granulated stuff. And the only other thing that was weird, so Bulk Barn here in Canada is a bulk food store, and they usually have everything, but they do not have black sesame seeds for some reason. So I got this at the local Asian grocery store, and this giant, huge bag was only about $3. So it's pretty cheap. So let's go ahead and make that first, because that's going to be the garnish on top of our Alfredo pasta, and it's going to be so good. Again, this stuff is my favorite, this everything bagel mix. You can put it on avocado toast. You can mix it in with your hummus. You can put it on top of Asian dishes as a garnish. You can use it as like the focal point in your pasta dishes. It just goes on everything. And it gives everything like a really delicious crunch and that extra oniony, garlicky flavor. So let's go ahead and make this. It's super easy. You mix it in a bowl, but I'm going to show you my ideal sort of mix for that. So here we go. And hopefully my camera doesn't tip over this week. So we have our bowl. So I keep mine in a jar, but I mix it in the bowl first. And then you can, if you have a lot in a big jar, just make a huge amount. That's fine. So what I do with that is, so the poppy seeds you don't need very much of. So I actually put those in last. And I just have 1/4 cup, and I kind of do equal parts of the 4 big ingredients. So I'm going to do 1/4 cup of the black sesame seeds, 1/4 cup of the white sesame seeds. And they're all sticky. And then we have our granulated, I think this is the onion. Smell it. Yeah, granulated onion. And then 1/4 cup of the granulated garlic, which is a chunk here. And then all you have to do is mix it up. So just mix it up until you get the colors going. And so it's going to end up being an equal mix, but you get those nice black sesame seeds in there. So that's pretty easy. That's all you want to do. And then for the poppy seeds, it's a much smaller ratio to the rest of it. So I usually probably for this amount, I'm going to do 2 teaspoons only. So only 2 teaspoons like that. You don't need very much. If you want more, put more, but this is my preferred ratio. And then what you can do as well is we're going to stick some nutritional yeast in. You guys thought you were going to get away with a recipe with no nutritional yeast, but here it is. And if you sprinkle that in, it will help everything stick together a little bit and hopefully make the poppy seeds not fall to the bottom of the jar. So it'll help it stick. And then sometimes I also put some salt and pepper. So it gets, if you're using it for seasoning, it's kind of nice to have the salt and pepper in there. And then the nutritional yeast should help it stick all together. So you want to stir that in. And just stir it till it mixes. But again, you're going to store it in a jar and make a giant mess here while you're stirring it. Maybe use a bigger bowl. I don't know. So then when it's in the jar, you know, shake it up before you use it to distribute the poppy seeds, but you don't need a lot of them in there. So then you can use this. Look at how easy that was. And just make a giant jar of it and keep it, and then you sprinkle it on all your delicious food. And then, you know, play with the ratio a bit if you want more onion and garlic, more black sesame seeds. There you go. So just remember the nutritional yeast and salt and pepper really will even amplify the flavor more, but this is very flavorful. So again, I put this on everything. Usually I have like some sort of stir fry and Asian noodles for lunch, and I put this on it every time. And it makes it amazing. And that is it. That is super easy to make that. And now I'm going to show you what you need. I'm going to put this over here. I'm going to show you what you need to make this Alfredo sauce. So usually plant-based Alfredo sauces are made out of cashews. But again, cashews can be really expensive in certain places. Some people don't want to buy them. They have a little bit of ethical connotation to them. And some people can't eat nuts. So I made this sort of recipe up the other day when I was trying to make a creamy sauce. So this base that I'm making, it can make this Alfredo sauce. I used it to thicken and make creamy my mushroom stroganoff the other day. You can use it to thicken and make soups creamy. So if you have like a soup that you want to have it be creamy, you don't want to add like coconut milk, you don't want to add cashews, you don't want to add like store-bought vegan cheeses, you can use this base to do all that. Soups, pasta, stroganoff, whatever, you can use it for whatever. So we're going to go ahead and make this. So in here, I'm going to show you. So the secret kind of ingredient to this is sunflower seeds. So any kind of seeds that you have, you can also blend up to get that like creamy white sauce that is in a lot of vegan cooking. So this is 3 tablespoons of sunflower seeds and 3 tablespoons of boiling water. And the boiling water is just to give it some liquids, but also to soften the seeds in case you have a blender that's not like the strongest. The boiling water will help soften the seeds. And then the other ingredient that's going to sort of bulk it up and make it nice and thick and creamy, I'm going to hopefully this doesn't leak out everywhere. It's going to leak, is soft tofu. So this is a small container of soft tofu. Sometimes it comes in a huge block. And I would say this is probably a third of the size of one of the regular size blocks. So you're going to have some soft tofu and then garlic and cornstarch. So let's go together and blend this up. I have so many bags of stuff on my counter. It's ridiculous, and I wish I had a bigger counter. So let's get this prepped up, and we're going to whiz it up, and then we're going to cook with it. It's going to be awesome. Okay, so we have our sunflower seeds, 3 tablespoons of sunflower seeds, 3 tablespoons of boiling water. Leave the water. And then we're going to, you have to kind of use your hands with this. It's really kind of gloppy, but whatever, that's fun. It feels like wet Play-Doh. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but that is what it feels like. But this is just unflavored soft tofu, and now it's everywhere. Soft tofu, you don't use soft tofu much, like in soups and stuff, maybe in desserts, but it's really hard to find a use for it, but it's awesome because it has tons of protein. And then I have 2 cloves of garlic, just a rough chop because we're going to blend this. in there. And then we do have a lot of liquid from the water and the tofu. So we're going to use, this is just this is a half tablespoon cornstarch. So that's going to go in. It's going to stick everywhere. And then, of course, we're going to put some nutritional yeast in because we have to. There's no other reason. And then some pepper. So again, this base can be used for a lot of things. Actually, if you added sugar to this instead, you could make like a pudding out of it. You could do a lot with this. You want to blend it pretty good. You gotta get rid of all the seeds. All right, let's check our texture. So you're just trying to get rid of most of the seeds and then make sure you don't have a chunk. You don't have any chunks of garlic in there because I like garlic, but I don't want to eat a giant chunk. So there we have our perfect consistency. So that right now is our Alfredo sauce. Again, you could chuck this in some soup, whatever you need to do. And TV magic. Dun, 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 dun. I have some pasta already cooked. So I cooked this pasta just a little while ago and I rinsed it out. And I'm actually trying, this is brown rice pasta. So I think this whole recipe then is gluten-free as well. Fancy. So we have that ready to go. And I have a little, this might be a bit hot, so it might sizzle. But we're just going to put that all in there. Like that. I like to scrape it all out. I don't like to waste it, but you could also save this. I don't know how well it would freeze, but it's pretty good, you know, the next day and stuff like that. So we're going to put that in there and let that heat up. We're going to put our pasta right in like so. And I'm going to eat it in this bowl. So let's heat that up. So if the pasta sauce is too thick for you, you can always add some oat milk or even water if you want to, but we're basically just heating this through, which in this big pan will probably happen pretty quick. You can see it heating up. Right, so then this is pretty easy. You pre-cook your pasta. I think traditionally like an Alfredo would probably be with long spaghetti noodles, and for some reason I love Asian noodle dishes with long noodles, but for pasta dishes I do not like spaghetti noodles. I like short noodles. Awesome. So this is looking great, and we're going to put it in our bowl. Oh my gosh, it's even, for some reason the creamy pasta dishes just sound more gloopy, which actually makes it sound more delicious. Gloopy did not sound delicious with the tofu, but now it sounds delicious. Oh my gosh, this is so amazing. Gotta try the sauce. Ooh, that's good. Okay, and then we're going to take some of our seasoning and we'll give it a sprinkle there. I like lots. Give it like even a crust. Actually, you know what would be really good is if you put some vegan mozzarella and this and then baked it. Oh my gosh, that would be good. I think I just came up with my next cooking demo to bake this. But I think that would be too repetitive. And now I get to eat it. It's my favorite part. I don't know if it's your favorite part, but it's my favorite part. But check this out. Look at the glory that is this pasta dish. Okay, taste test time. I already taste tested the sauce, but so when you smell it and it's warm, you can really smell the garlic and the granulated onion. And for some reason, like, it just smells so good. Like fresh garlic and onion also smell good, but this has like a totally different smell and it's delicious. So let's try it out. Look. Amazing. Focus. Okay. Okay, okay. Mm, so good. Oh, it's so good. That's a good one. That was actually a good one. And I really love the little crunch that you get because this is like, if you ate this plain, it would be kind of like creamy and like the pasta is soft, but when you get to have that crunch and then you're like, crunch on a piece of garlic. So, oh my God, I might have to make another bowl of this. Look at that. So good. So that was it. That was a pretty short one too. I think I did pretty good on time and super easy recipe. So again, my favorite thing about showing these videos is just to show people how eating delicious, like cheap, easy vegan food is so accessible to everyone. Recipe is super cheap. Pasta is a cheap thing. Soft tofu is the cheapest tofu you can buy. And then if you go to the Bulk Barn for the seasonings, they're also very cheap. So this was another one of those recipes, very versatile. You can use the cream sauce on pasta, make a rosé sauce. You can put it in stroganoff. You can put it in soups. You can probably make some sort of dessert out of it without the garlic in it. And then again, the everything bagel seasoning just goes on everything. And when you throw that sort of little sprinkle on and maybe some green onions on top, it just really elevates a dish, makes it look like way more fancy than the effort was. So if you have, whenever you can have people over for dinner next, it's a really awesome thing to show people and super easy prep so you don't have to stress if you're having people over. That is it. I could ramble on forever about food because I love food and I love cooking vegan food and showing people how easy it is. So if you have not yet, please subscribe to my channel. It really helps. And if you have some extra time, again, you can show YouTube that my channel is super cool by sticking around and watching any other video, even if it's not mine. It will show YouTube that I have a cool channel. But that is it. I'm going to go enjoy my dinner. You enjoy some sun if you have it. And thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys every week. Bye.